Let's talk about the Okanagan Festival. Good evening, boozers, and welcome to another Booze Reviews. Well, kind of Booze Reviews. This is more of just a fun little chat of what happened last weekend. I do need a beer though. Hang on. I think this one will do it. From Twin Sails, oh, big surprise! We have orange slices. It's a Citra double IPA. Yeah, this is something that I'm really looking forward to. And I love that. I just noticed that. Look at the orange slices. It actually says it in the orange slices. Well played, Twin Sails. Well played. Oh God, just wow. All right, beautiful head on there. Hazy, just wow. Smell, orange. That's all I bloody will get is orange. We have water, malt, oats, wheat, hops, and yeast. And it's coming in at 8.2%. All right. Cheers. That is deliciously smooth. Beautiful citrus note. Bitter back end of a hop, but absolutely wonderful. 8.2%, you can't even taste that. That's gorgeous. All right, Festivals, how was it? 2 words, freaking amazing. As someone who has never been to the Festivals, it is absolutely an honor that I got to go. I reached out to the Festivals and asked a few questions before I went. They helped me out with a couple things just so that I would get some of the experiences that you normally wouldn't get. Because of the fact that I really love Penticton. Penticton is going to be home for me one day. I really want to check this out because I will be going to the Festivals more often when I move to Penticton. Not saying that I'm still not going to be going to the Festivals beforehand, because it's smaller. It's absolutely smaller. Problem was, I was injured. The Thursday before the Festivals, I was getting ready to fly out. Leaving my house, it was snowing in Calgary. As I was stepping down my steps, I slipped. My foot went out from underneath me, my other one went underneath my butt, and I heard something go rip. I twisted my ankle pretty badly. It was not a fun experience. Trying to fly out with a twisted ankle, freshly twisted ankle. Thankfully, it was my left foot, not my right foot, so I was still able to drive. I made it to pretty much get my car put away, hobbled over. I had a big bag with me. Like, I had a duffel bag with me. It was just intense. And I got on the airplane. It was a propeller airplane, squish seats, and my foot was against this little spot, so I was hurting pretty bad. Got to the Airbnb, which was a block away from the festival, and I had to go down a flight of stairs by myself, including grabbing this great big duffel bag that I've got and dragging it downstairs. So the Thursday wasn't exactly a fun experience for me, even though there's nothing happening with the festival. It didn't start till Friday. Thankfully, I sat down, got myself some bandages before getting to the Airbnb, wrapped it, iced it, just made sure that I can get at least some sort of swelling out of it. Excuse the voice, by the way. I got what we call a con cold. So coming up on Friday, I had my friends show up, which was the fermentation project. And yes, we are friends. Even though the past couple of videos didn't show up, we are actually friends. Basically, they showed up as I was heading out to the industry part pre-show. So the industry pre-show was going to the festivals for 2 hours with a cup in hand and getting as much alcohol as you want. They ask you how much you want it filled by, and you tell them, and you go from there. Everybody was still setting up, so there wasn't everyone that was fully set up yet. Getting samples was actually a lot of fun. I got to try some stuff I've never tried before. I actually got to try Red Arrow and stuff out of BC that I've never seen before. Just having a good time. I actually did a lot of ciders that point in time because I wanted to see what it was like. And there is some amazing ciders coming out of BC. Not gonna lie, there were some good ciders. Dry, sweet, whatever you have you. There are actually some very solid ones. Then went back, fermentation project, and boys and I, plus one of the other guys that came out from Nanaimo to join us. We all went to the festivals. By this point in time, I was feeling pretty good. I was able to hobble a little bit. I also managed to sort of tensor myself up again so that I actually have a little bit of support. And it was decent. We get there, it's $2 a token, which seems like a lot, but it wasn't. It was actually just the right amount because I went through all $20 worth of tokens that night. Hit up Twin Sails, I hit up Spinnakers, I hit up all these different ones that I haven't had. Fernie as well. The boys of the Fermentation Project helped me out with talking to Fernie. I hit up Cranog and some of their stuff. You'll see a lot of my stuff on Untapped. We were just about ready to leave when we got texted asking what we're doing that night. And the person we were talking to said, come over and see me. So we did. We got invited to the industry after party for Friday night, which was held at one of the breweries out there. It was one of those ones where you actually have to be invited. You cannot just walk in. There's no way you're allowed in. Security's very tight. They want to make sure they got you on the list, double check, triple check you're there. We went in, didn't know what to expect, and we found out that there was a lot of free beer there. Started drinking again, or continued to drink, and it was good to just wander around talking with people, finding out who they are, meeting some of the big social media guys out there. Met Tim from Craft Tourist on his Instagram. We sat down and talked with him for a bit, got to know him. I got recognized as Booze Reviews from one of the guys that was serving there, which was really cool. And just talked with the people that we knew, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. There was a food truck in there, and there was video games, and there was free beer, and it was a social party. We managed to get home that night somehow, and we got ourselves poured into our Airbnb. Had a couple more beers, and then everyone passed out. I think, God, I don't even know what time it was. I think it was 2, maybe 3. I don't even remember. I stopped looking at the clock. So, woke up the next morning feeling like crap. From what I was told, I was a pretty good drunk. I was still wandering around perfectly and talking perfectly, but I woke up the next morning greener than pretty much a lot of green out there. The green grass, I was greener than that. So, I personally went back to bed. The guys at the Fermentation Project and Dave went up for a hike. I'm kind of glad I didn't go because, in all honesty, my ankle was starting to bug me a little bit. That was a lot of walking. I actually put on about 14,000 steps that night on a bum ankle. I was rather impressed with myself. I'm actually feeling pretty good about that. But it was a sore day. Took some Advil, went back to bed. Slept till 1:30 in the afternoon. And then we went back the next day, or went back that day a little bit later after lunch to the festival again. Finished up what we wanted to see. Saw who won awards, wanted to try the beers that won awards if they weren't sold out, because there's a lot of beers that were sold out there. And there was over 116 beers, if I remember correctly, and just all beers and ciders, and a lot of them were just they were top notch. A lot of good stuff. You got casks there that they were sharing with people. You got to try many different things, and it was an awesome time. It was small. It was private in a way. You look at something like the Calgary Beer Fest or Edmonton Beer Fest, and those things are huge. They're absolutely massive. You have thousands of people coming through there. This, you had a couple hundred maybe if that. And people knew each other, chatted, had a good time, got to know more people, and it was an event that I actually can get behind and support. It was one that it felt nice. It felt friendly. It felt amazing just to be there. And I want to go back. And in fact, I'm going to start saving for next year too, because I think I might go back. No, I know I will be going back because it was a great time. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I went. The Festival is something that I personally can really get behind. And just going around Penticton afterwards, it felt just like home. Just wandering around, taking some pictures, meeting some friends at Cannery after on Sunday before I had to fly out. Getting to know some people that you don't normally get to know in a big city like this, in Calgary. You get to actually meet up with these people in a smaller environment, which is beautiful. So honestly, if you ever want to go to the Festival, I strongly recommend it. I personally am going to be going again. I would love to go year after year. That's one goal I like to have. Calgary Beer Fest I'm probably going to be missing out on this year. This one was my only one big purchase I could afford. So, unfortunately, it's a good one. Well, fortunately, I guess it was a good one. Not saying that the Calgary Beer Fest isn't a good one because they've got lots of people coming there from BC, Ontario, States, everywhere. It's a huge beer fest. It is a drunken fest, and it's massive. This one was a little bit more easygoing, a lot less drunk people, and the entertainment that was there was great. The food trucks were amazing. There was not many people that were kicked out, and they had it very tightly organized. So they had it organized the way that they wanted to. I had a video up on my YouTube channel, and I think in my drunken stupor I deleted it, which was stupid because it was a fun little video. But if I can find it again, I'll post again. But I've got a couple other videos and reviews I'll be posting coming up. I do have to go through my backlog, and I will be posting other videos. But for now, folks, I'm gonna get back to doing a couple of things here, like editing this video, and I'll try and get it up in the next day. Till next time, I am PK, saying cheers. Check out the Okanagan Festival. Got my souvenir glass right here. Got two of them, in fact. If you really want to. I mean, there's also the Great Canadian Beer Fest in Victoria, which is another great one. Stay frosty. Check out all the other beer fests when you have a chance. There's some great ones out there, but this one is a great time just had by all. Thanks again for joining. Have a good night.